As I told earlier, I'm a product manager at HisFlow for the reports and analytics squad. So this is going to be our agenda. First, let me explain machine learning in layman's term. Then let me explain the evolution of no-code and low-code platforms. How many of you heard this term, no-code and low-code, except Jyoti? Because I know that since we are in the same company, anybody else?
Sir, in general, we have yes. So this is Karthik here. In general, we have learned like without coding, we can able to do certain kinds of visualization through the that was available in the markets. Like for example, Tableau is one best tool. Without any code, we can able to visualize certain kinds of visualization. So that's when the no-code platforms are evolved.
Yeah, that's a nice example, Karthik.
So I would like to add one more example, sir. So according to this no-code platform, we can say WordPress is also a kind of no-code platform in which people with less or no basic knowledge about coding can also develop a website and things like that. Also, we have some no-code platforms for app development too.
Can you state some example?
Yes, WordPress is a good example for that. Then Shopify.
So GoDaddy is the best example for that. For website building, we doesn't need no code.
Okay. Fine. So maybe the thing could be varying. In my perspective, Tableau and WordPress, I can say it as low code because we are able to create visualization and to connect with data source, all those things. But for some other cases, like when you create expression columns, when you create another column from already existing column, at that time you will be writing some basic code, a basic if condition or a basic string operation like that. So as of now, it is on a platform like low code platform, Tableau. By the same way, WordPress as well, because they at one point of time some use cases arise where you would need to play with some CSS, right? So it is on the middle of low code and no code. So that's nice answers. So that's what, guys. As the things are going, such kind of platforms are widely emerging. You might not be able to involve in all such tools as of now, but sooner, maybe in a couple of years or 5 years, you'd be involved in many such tools to be worked with. So that's the point. And finally, it's going to be we'll be playing a workshop with Azure Cognitive Text Analytics ML.NET Model Builder. Yeah, and one more concern, guys. Since this is a paid meetup, the organizers has asked to get the permission from you before recording the session. So does anybody have any consent on recording the session and share the recording to those who haven't attended this this session right now? Does anyone have any consent over there?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I think the recording is already started. No problem. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. So what is machine learning? In a basic pattern, just think that machine is something that it doesn't have a life, right? It is just a simple thing, right? Machine that is not switched on, a car that is not switched on, something like that. You just understand. For that mission, we will be feeding some prepared data, okay, that we have already. If we are creating a machine learning model, this is what we'll be doing, right? And based on ready, when we give new data to that machine learning model, it will be able to recognize what kind of output it should be. Another simple perspective, just consider a newborn baby. Okay, so newborn baby, it has all the organs what as grown-ups we have, right? Brain, kidney, and throat, whatever it may be, what all the organs will be there. Once that baby is growing, what are all it is seeing, it will be learning upon that. Either parents or grandparents, they'll also be training, and also the baby also will be looking into the environment, and it will be learning few things, right? That's how it will be slowly able to talk, walk, and all those things. Now, let's not go superficial like other things. Just for an example, just consider that as parents, we are training how to speak. We know already how to speak, right? We are training that baby how to speak. It is slowly learning, and at some point of time it starts to speak, and it gets matured over that. It is as simple as that. Machine learning also. So we will be having the prepared data, and we will be training the fresh model with that prepared data. We will be teaching that, see, this scenario, take this decision. This scenario, take this decision. Take this scenario, take this decision. Like that, we will be training. For example, let's take the sentiment analysis scenario itself. So sentiment analysis is nothing but if we pass on a text, it will, if we pass on a text to a model, that model will recognize the text and do some NLP, natural NLP kind of things, and it will look for certain words. Based on the words and patterns, it will be telling that this is a good sentiment or this is a bad sentiment, right? So when we are creating such a model, we will be feeding that model, that fresh model, with already trained data. These terms will be coming, trained data, test data, and all. So if you want a machine learning model, it is not that you have a use case and you're ready to go. It is not that. The data is main thing. You need to have the data with the result you are expecting. Okay. So again, when we come to a baby's example itself, if I teach a baby with some wrong kind of Tamil language or English language, that baby also will be talking like that only, right? Even you can take like this fashion. The Tamil language which people speak in Chennai will be different in Coimbatore, right? So whatever the being trained to that model will be emitting that kind of result. It is that simple, right? Okay. So it is all that it is going to be doing three things alone when it comes to a machine learning model into what we use in our applications. Either it will be predicting futures like stock market or gold price, or whether the rainfall will be there or not. Like many things are there now. It will be predicting future, or it will be organizing. Right? Organizing is nothing but if something is being sent, it will be organizing whether this should be in this bucket or that bucket, right? The same way as grouping as well. So one common example which we daily come across is Gmail. Right? In Gmail itself, two machine learning algorithms play an important role. There are many, but just let me tell that. So two main algorithms play. Whenever a mail comes into inbox, when it comes to inbox, first it will check whether it is a spam mail or not spam mail. So it is nothing but a classification algorithm that plays behind. Classification in the sense, it is going to classify only as two parts. Either it is spam or not spam. So it is binary. And how it is classifying? The email content. So it is binary text classification. That's it. Right? So algorithms names will be fancy. Those who are not from maths background and statistics background, it will be very difficult to understand. Like me, I'm not background or statistics as well. So what I did is I split up that thing and try to understand that each and individual. Always I'll search with this thing. If some algorithm is there, I'll just search with binary text classification real-time example. That's it. So somebody would have told. Maybe it might be wrong, but it will relate to us and try to understand. Okay. So that was the first one. And the second one is k-means clustering. Can someone tell this one? What I mean, K-means clustering will be happening. And in Gmail, after it is decided that it is a not spam mail, what will be happening?
It will go to like promotion or something like that. Like it's inbox.
Exactly. So promotion and what else is there?
Social, updates,
Forum
forum.
updates.
Exactly. So three things will be there: inbox, social, and promotions. I think some tell that it is configurable, but this is whoever go to Gmail inbox, this will be there. So what happens here is it is not doing anything extra. It is just again based on the text. It is clustering into certain bucket. That's it. So if you go into Google and just enter clustering or k-means clustering, whatever it may be, and if you go into images, it will be showing something like with the three colors. Let me try to show. So can you guess it? So this is where all the emails will be there, and it will be clustering into certain groups. This is what it will be trained for. That model will be trained for, right? You understand the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Fine. So there are few terms which we need to get familiarized when we are going into machine learning, right? So all of us would not be diving into a machine learning project right now. This is for sure, right? Because 10 years .NET developer is there, one guy is studying MBA, and I'm a product manager. We may not be involved into a machine learning straight away, but at some point we'll come across that. Either we will be talking to some data scientist or some other senior person will be assigning some task. At that time, the rapport should be there. We should be able to understand certain things, right? So on that case, features and labels, these two terms are pretty much mostly it will be spoken, right? So features are nothing but input variables, and label is nothing but output variable. So feature means what are all the columns with which the prediction is going to be made, and output is nothing but the actually which column the prediction is going to be made, right? So features, labels, just by heart that, by heart or understand whatever. So if you take these columns and all, it is nothing but bank credit card fraud detection. You could find many examples, many white papers with this bank credit card example. So the thing is, the data set will be having these columns: name, amount, where issued, age of the card holder, and genuine or fraud. So genuine or fraud is nothing but the classification. With these inputs, already the trained the analyzed data will be there. With this input, genuine will be there. For example, Dinesh 10,000 issued in US East zone and age of cardholder 31. Then it will be marked as fraud. Why? Because why? Just guess. Because as Dinesh Kumar, I am sitting at India, South India, and I have been just considered I have been never traveled to US. But suddenly, if it is the transaction happens in US, then it will be considered as fraud transaction, right? So based on certain set of behaviors, first of all, the results will be mapped. That's what the data will be prepared by the respective team before training a model. And with that data, they'll be training the machine. Instead of training a person, they train a machine. That's it. So this again that comes to the same thing. Machine learning means there could be many algorithms. The terminologies will be there, but what I felt easier is just grouping into these three portions alone. Either it is supervised learning, or it is unsupervised learning, or it is reinforcement learning. So supervised is nothing but we give the data to we feed the data to a model. It will be training with that, and it will be get prepared. Okay. So unsupervised is we may not be having a certain set of patterns to train that model. Okay. So for example, the same credit card fraud detection itself, we are training that model. This is it. This is it. and based on this set of input, just consider that this particular row is genuine, this particular row is fraud, like that. But what in case of image detection, that cat or dog example, again this you could buy saw, like cat or dog, you cannot write in code that cat means like this round face, dog means some other thing, like that. There are many features it's other, you cannot be able to code that, right? But that image classification machine learning model should be well prepared. So in that case, unsupervised learning means model will be there, it will act as an empty vessel, we'll be feeding it with a lot of images, cats and dog images, right? So it will be able to recognize that, okay, this set of features and all there now, it is cat, and this set of features are there now, it is dog. It will self learn by itself, right? So it is unsupervised learning. And reinforcement learning is nothing but it is something beyond, to take the real-time decision, or to simply say what has to be done next. That what has to be done next should be decided by this reinforcement learning model, but not with this unsupervised learning. It will not be thinking that what has to be done is. It will just wait if something is, some input is being given or some image is being given. It will telling that it is dog or it is cat or it is none of the above. But reinforcement learning is self-driving car and all those examples now. So it has to take the decision way before whether the acceleration should be continued or whether the brake has to be applied and all those things. So based on the use case or based on the problem statement, just categorize in which kind of algorithm where is it going to sit, right? So if you categorize based on that, and then you can go into further, whether it is classification or regression, clustering or like it still goes on, right? So to decide an algorithm or to get in deeper, first step is you have to decide where in which one of three that use case goes and sit. Okay. So I may not be able to go in deep and give every examples for one another, but this is what I took as a first step. Okay. Fine. So this is other way. Sometimes if still I'm not able to recognize the pattern or algorithm, I'll just ask these questions for that scenario, right? Based on that, I'll be able to recognize the pattern. So can you guess that guess the algorithm? Is this A or B? Which one it is?
Supervised learning, classification.
Yes, classification. That's nice, correct. And one step deeper, because I told this example just before. Exactly, Jyoti told. It is binary classification because it is just analyzing whether it is A or B. That's it. And the other one, is this weird? Maybe it could be, it might be difficult, but just give it a try. So it is something that they call as anomaly detection. Like outlays, they'll be telling now. Let's say India is capturing the coronavirus positive cases data daily. Okay, so every day it will be it would be like 400 new case, 300 new case, 500 new case, 600 new case, again 500 new case, something like that. Suddenly, what if a data entry is having 3,000 new cases, it is not possible, right? Yesterday it was 500. It is very far. Okay, let's say it is 10,000 new case. If it is if the point is 10,000 new case and it has been reported to the decision maker, either it is a district collector or the chief minister, he'll be thinking that what is this? Is this way? This data doesn't look right and all those things, right? So there could be some errors in data or some other issues will be there. So if the question is this weird, then it is nothing but anomaly detection. Anomaly means something weird, something not regular, like that. Is everybody comfortable in Tamil? Tamil language, can I mix up Tamil and English?
No, Dinesh, I won't be comfortable with
Fine. Yeah, no problem, no problem.
That's
Okay. And how effective or how many kind of thing? This also a little bit difficult. This is nothing but they call it as regression algorithms. Some simple examples which companies play is they'll be playing what is the returns of the ads spent. For example, just take Lalita Jewelry. They are spending so many amount for advertisements, right? The CEO, the Lalita Jewelry CEO, is assigning the technical person to find that what is the returns I am getting. So for spending so much of amount, so I have spent this much 20 lakhs amount. What is the return, right? So there might be no direct data or direct context for that. That particular data scientist or analyst have to dig in, and he has to do some groundwork. Okay, if something comes to a picture like okay, the sales was good, why the sales was good? Last month gold price was lower or whatever it may be. So the decision making will be something like how much effective amount I spent. If something the question is like that, it comes under the regression tree, right? And the fourth one is how this should be organized. Can someone tell this? Even this one also I told a few minutes back.
Clustering.
Yeah, exactly. So something is there, and if a human is there, human person is there, we'll be telling that okay, இதெல்லாம் organize பண்ணுவீங்க, just organize these things. Only then it will be easy to find out all those things. So that the same thing is clustering algorithm is doing in Gmail. And the fifth one, what should I do next? This one, any guess?
Reinforcement learning.
Exactly. So the simple examples would be automatic car and all those things. I mean, self-driving car, not automatic car, self-driving car. Okay. Yeah, it is something. This example little bit deeper, right? So regression in almost all the cases, it will be something that predicting a number. That's it, right? But in this case itself, you could see the 4 examples. Price prediction means how much will this house sell for? So the data set will be like the location, the base value, and market value, and what is the number of rooms, room size, whether it is furnished or not, and all those data will be there, right? So the final thing is how much the price it can be. So that the historical data. So if Anna Nagar, let's take it as Tandayarpet or Anna Nagar, similar pattern of homes with similar prices, that data will be there. And if we feed one new house with certain set of features, it will be that model itself will be giving some price, right? So you could see the same thing, the same regression and the same predict a number, that the same scenario, but you could see the different examples and how that scenario is coming, right? So can I proceed, or would you need to go in deep?
We are good, sir.
Okay, right. So typically this will be the role of data scientist, guys. So what he'll be thinking is he'll be submitted with a problem statement, clear problem statement with the CEO or some product manager or someone who is giving. That person who is assigning will be having a clear idea what is the problem statement, and he'll be just giving that. The data scientist will start digging which data to use, whether there is trained data already available, or the trained data itself he only has to prepare all those questions, and how the data has to be processed to create a prepared data, that is this trained data, because the data might not be present in a cleaned fashion, right? Maybe you can just consider even Teams, Microsoft Teams, let's take. Everybody will be telling that no, sorry, I'm not able to hear, or the connection broke down, like that and all. Now, certainly Microsoft Teams will be logging that kind of data, that kind of errors, that kind of exceptions in their system, right? So if data scientist is being submitted that query, what are all the major scenarios where teams get down, then he has to look at the data. In this case, it is going to be the logs and exceptions, which a programmer can identify, but not a data scientist, right? So in that case, the data scientist will be cleaning up the data just to pick up the main exception statement and what that exception will be telling. He'll be defining, he'll be giving a name, a simple name for that exception, and mark the data. He'll start to clean the data and process the data. That's what that simple thing is. And identify combinations of prepared data and mission. Like it is sometimes we have to interpret and do some manual kind of work, right? We may not be able to dependent on all the machine itself all the time. He would be needing to validate a data with some people. Okay, so this is the data, just validate it. You are the technical expert, or you are the subject matter expert of this thing. So what could be the trained data can be made further better, like that and all. And he'll be also digging up further about the best machine learning algorithms that best fit for this particular use case. That's what we discussed so far, right? So if this could be the problem statement, whether it is clustering, supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement, like that he'll be thinking, and he'll be picking up the best algorithm, and he'll be doing the job. This is what a data scientist role will be, right? So ML.NET or model builder is nothing but machine learning or the data scientist job. That's it, to simply understand. And the machine learning கண்டுபிடிக்கிற வேலையை data scientist பண்றாங்க. That job itself, we are assigning a software. The software is being made, model builder on ML.NET. That one, let's see next. So what is the time? 10:48. Okay. So okay, let's jump into ML.NET. Okay. And those who are already in Microsoft stack, if you go and type Microsoft machine learning, lot of services will be popping out in Google search. The same case for Google and same case for Amazon as well, right? There are many services are there, but it is our expertise and our decision making that for this scenario, which framework has to be chosen. Here I just tell that Azure machine learning or Windows machine learning, or it is ML.NET, like that many frameworks are there, right? So in today's talk, I'm going to talk about ML.NET and the model builder, which is built on top of ML.NET, right? So once you go back and start to explore more, there could be some clash. Azure ML Studio, there are many things to be there, but consciously be aware of that. Yes, Microsoft also know that the machine learning is only one thing, but they provide many services. So consciously be aware of that and learn whatever you need. Okay. So coming to ML.NET, it is an open source cross-platform machine learning framework. What it means, I hope most of you would know the term open source. It is nothing but free to use and free to change and free to redistribute. Redistribute in the sense you can make money, right? If it is marked as open source, you can download the machine learning ML.NET source code. You can write over that, and I can release the Dinesh ML.NET, and I can charge also. I can tell that it is the software price is $100, like that, right? That kind of rights is available. Even it's subject to the license patterns, but this is what open source means. What is cross-platform? Anybody could share?
Maybe it could be used on Microsoft, Google, or Amazon, any platform or any language, maybe Java, Python.
Exactly. Java, Python. Let's not go into that level. Again, any language can be made to support ML.NET. In this context, the thing is, whatever the machine learning model we are preparing using ML.NET,
multiple operating systems can be used.
Yeah, sorry.
It can be used in multiple operating systems without any glitch.
Yeah, exactly. So we can deploy that machine learning model to make it work in Mac, Linux, and Windows. You need not write separate code to work on Mac, to work on Linux, and to work on Windows, right? That is the main what to say a major comeback Microsoft. So before 5 years and all, it will be pure Windows. That's it. But for the past 5 years or something around, they contribute more to open source and they make it as cross-platform as possible. All those things. That's where this .NET Core and all those things evolved. Even this ML.NET is also prepared over that .NET Core only. That is why the models prepared over that ML.NET is being cross-platform. And AutoML. The name itself is simple. Automatic ML, machine learning. Machine learning itself, we are accomplishing some tasks to be done automatically. That finding algorithm and all those things itself made automatically, like machine learning over machine learning. That's it. So ML.NET on top of ML.NET, there was something called as model builder. With that, without any code or without any interfering, we'll be able to prepare a machine learning model, considering that we have the problem statement and we have the trained data. Okay, that's what with ML, AutoML with GUI. That's the main thing, right? Like as you see in WordPress or Tableau, there will be certain things where you can drag and drop or click on that. The property section will be opening. You'll be just entering the name of the x-axis, what it should be. It will be reflecting in the chart like that. It is general, right? So this model builder is nothing but it has come with GUI where you can select which machine learning you need, right? And obviously you don't need much expertise in ML. Maybe to the context which I explained, right? So understanding the terminologies, understanding the algorithms and all those things, that level of expertise is enough to get used to ML.NET and model builder. So once again, I would like to stress this point because this ML.NET is not, mostly, it won't be used by a data scientist. Okay, it will be used by people like us, product manager, or the persons who complete MBA. They might be going to some specialized job over sales or marketing like that. And these guys will be using. So while we are diving into this machine learning kind of stuff, we have to be pretty sure that what is the problem and what is the expectation, what need to be cracked, and all those things. Only then you'll be able to figure out the solution very easily. Or else, just think that if you go somewhere, if you identify somewhere this and identify somewhere this and identify somewhere this, but the algorithm is going to be this, then it is a total mess, right? Again, you have to come back and reiterate all those things, right? So it is very careful, very mandatory that you have to understand the problem statement. Not only problem statement, the data set. The data is being produced to you. Whatever the sample we are just going to play now, or whichever you find in internet, it is all going to be having 10 columns or 12 columns, or that's it. But it is not going to be the same in case of real machine learning problem. It will be having many columns and many tables. The schema will be very complex. We have to understand the joins, why these joins will be happening, and what is the relation between, what is the association between different tables, how these things are relating to the problem statement, what are the tables we have to chunk out. All these decisions you have to make way before starting the machine learning kind of work, right? So can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. So let me share some points about this no-code and low-code development platforms as well. Why such things has evolved is the markets has slowly started to understand that a problem can be better solved than by a product expert than by a industry or specific business people itself, right? So this is a famous term which is evolving right now, citizen data scientist, right? For example, let's take Kiran has completed his MBA and he has landed in a marketing job for Walmart or Flipkart or something like that. So his expertise in marketing, right? He has data, but just in case if we don't know machine learning, he has to be dependent on some other person to accomplish some work. or if he is not aware of tools like Tableau or Power BI, just for a visualization purpose, he has to be dependent on engineers, right? So what these low-code tools like Tableau, Power BI, all these are doing is instead of the BI developer, Kiran itself can crack that tool. He can learn the tool and create a solution itself, right? So that's what the main statement. Problems can be better solvable by the respective business or industry people itself, and that particular tool should be of DIY, that is do it yourself, right? So how do you think WhatsApp, Facebook, all these products have become so successful? Any idea?
Easy to use.
Easy to use. Okay. Still, I'm getting one more. I'm expecting one more word.
Quick access.
Quick access in the sense?
Once we downloaded the app or something, we can directly go there and we can start doing our work.
Okay, onboarding. Quickly, you can just start using the product. Okay. Exactly. One more point. Anyone else?
Connected people.
It is something nearing Jyoti. Like, let me tell it.
Simple user interface.
That was the problem. That was the problem, right? They weren't able to connect easily, and it solved that problem.
No one can depend on others. That's the only thing.
Yeah. That's nice. That's why you could see that our parents, our grandparents, everybody has started to use WhatsApp and all those. Even the kids, 1 year kid, 2 year kids, just imagine YouTube. We even don't know the self-learn, easy to understand. That's what I thought I was expecting, easy to understand. Without the help of some external step-by-step guide or something else, it will be self-learning, right? Once you land into app, wherever you see the option which you need will be present there. The option which you see will be addressing the problem why you came for that app, right? If you take YouTube, that's as simple as that, right? So even kids, 1 year kids, and all using that YouTube pretty well than us. They are pressing the skip ad button. I don't know how it's happening. The generation change mindset, or I don't know really. Even my parents, they won't be knowing that skip ad button should be pressed, but 1 year, 2 year kid and all doing that. Okay, skip ad kudta, this advertisement will skip and we can watch the video. And they are tapping so easily. So just an example, I'm just dragging it away. Simple as that. It is a do-it-yourself product. YouTube might not be an exact example here. We are talking about technical products. That technical products itself will be like do-it-yourself, right? That's what my point is. And that's where this Microsoft Power Apps, they bundled all such products into one single group, and they call it now as Microsoft Power Apps. It will be comprising of Microsoft Power Automate, this model builder, Power BI, all these products will be combined with it. But I may not be able to share end to end as of now, but you can go ahead and check it out. And another simple example is Adobe Photoshop and Canva. How many of you know about Canva earlier?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I think the college you would be using for preparing banners and all.
Posters, yeah.
Instagram posts, everything.
Yeah, exactly. But just think that even ourselves, when we were studying college, if a banner has to be prepared, we will be going to some studio, or we will be going to some one single student who is very expert in Photoshop. He'll be doing some magic. When we see that, I'll be in a great excitement. Oh, he has many things doing surf also things. Wow, like that, right? Before 10 years, when I was studying college, for a banner and all, Photoshop was the only option. There is no other option. There is no do-it-yourself tool. But now, nothing. You just go and search, do a Google search that I need to prepare a banner. Then Canva comes in. You just land in. It has a default templates. Just drag and drop, edit the text, publish it, export it, whatever it may be, right? Even they're doing far better for free itself. So these are all some pretty good examples for low code and no code. And why I stress so much of points for this particular thing is, this is what the environment is going to evolve. It is not going to be same as like before, right? And that's what Gartner and all the big giants are also predicting. So if you think why this no code and low code are important for companies, it is something that it can be made possible to glue with very small team, and also this mobile workforce as well, where you may not be able to provide in-person training, and only the such kind of teams and Google Meet training only is possible. Such low code and low code tools will be easy for the companies to make understand the target audience, right? So for example, let's take Tally or some other software. If a new joinee is coming, that accounts head has to train that person. Just think that what in case if it is not a low code, just heavy code or very complex to understand, it is not possible at all to onboard easily, right? So that's what the products are evolving. And also it is fail fast. If we give something as simple as that, and if people are not able to follow, then we will be definitely knowing that, and we will be definitely iterating that. Okay, what else we can do? What else? That products also will be evolving, and that leads to the success factor as well. And this is some simple predictions where 60% of 65% of app development will be of no and low code, and 66% of companies will be using 4 low code tools or platforms. That's what the prediction is going on. And this could be self-explanatory. I already told the term citizen data scientist, and just imagine this person is Kiran. So a business analyst would be pretty much expert in the data or the user base or the domain. The data scientist would be pretty much expert in the other area, like algorithms, statistics, the formulas, and all those things. But the landing picture will be very difficult. It will be taking a bit of time, right? The KT should be there, the discussion should go on, meeting should go on, like all those things. But what in case a citizen data scientist just sit here and use a pre-built tool like model builder, right? So this is what the model builder gets into the picture. And one more thing, and again you could think that in this internet world, there are many machine learning models are there, and why I should create my own model? That is another main question that I got right. Do you think the question makes sense, or what do you think, guys? There are many machine learning models available online. Why can't you download that and use it? So, but what's your standpoint on that?
Model uniqueness will give an edge for us, the person who creates the model.
Okay, uniqueness in the sense?
Which is new to the environment. For example, instead of same attributes, we go for a different attributes, which is needed, much impacts the business.
Sorry, there was a glitch. Can you come again?
It's like giving different attribute which may gonna impact the business actually.
Fine. Okay, so you are telling that industry specific attributes.
Exactly, industry specific attributes.
Okay, HDFC Bank will be definitely different with KVB Bank. That's what, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Something else?
We need to some customizations required, means definitely we need to go with our own approach.
Yeah, that's another best example. Yeah. So you get the point, right? It is not that you're completing like a final year project, get some machine learning model and make it work. It's not going to work at all in real scenarios. It should be unique to each and every business. As you let's take the same example of binary classification itself, and let me just show some models data. Yeah, all these data are nothing but if one row is there, it will be telling is it good or bad. So this is the statement for Yelp. I think Yelp is like McDonald's or something where you can order coffee and all those things. So their feedbacks, this is the feedback taste, and they label it as one good. Crust is not good. 0. Maybe not good can be termed as, yeah, sorry.
Maximize that because it was very small.
Okay. Maximize, yeah. Is that okay? Is
Yes,
it better?
Yes, it's fine.
So not good might be okay. It can be, with this we can decide that it is not good text. But what about crust? Crust doesn't have any meaning in HDFC Bank's feedback data. It makes sense only in case of a coffee maker kind of thing, right? So the crust is not good. Then definitely it's a very big problem and very big statement that the ELF has to identify. Okay, can someone give an example of that coffee as Starbucks, right? Starbucks, ELF and all competitors. So just think that this is Starbucks data and someone is giving an example that crust is not good. So the top layer of coffee is not good. Then this feedback is very important, right? What in case if this is termed as good feedback? Then it doesn't make sense. And similarly, if you take this IMDb data, this is about the movie. As you all know, what IMDb is. So very little music or anything to speak of. Maybe this kind of statement and all, if you give it to a generic binary classification algorithm, it will term it as a neutral. It is neither bad, it is neither good, it is neutral. Like that it will turn. But in case of movie industry, it is it makes very much sense, right? Similarly, each industry will be having their own context, their own meaning, and their own business value data, right? Okay. And this could be some noisy kind of image, but I didn't prepare a separate image that way. One more thing, when we are training a machine learning model is, it is not that the data is pretty clean without any junk characters, without any null and all those things. It should make sense that it should have equal level of data of all kind of data. Okay. For example, the same scenario, just think there, my data is very clear, but 80% of the data is telling good feedback, and 20% of data alone is telling bad feedback. Okay. Then the macro accuracy, this will be having around 0.9 or something. Okay, out of 1, it will be having around 0.9. But micro accuracy, it won't be that much. It will be having 0.3. This micro accuracy, macro accuracy is specifically to binary classification. Okay, for each and every classification, the terminology would differ. So for in this scenario, it is almost good only in case micro accuracy and macro accuracy have same value, almost same value, right? If micro accuracy is 0.2 and macro accuracy is 0.9, even then that model will fail definitely, right? Because for the bad feedback data, we haven't trained that model with more data. Then if some bad feedback data comes, there are more chances that it will be predicted as good feedback, right? So this is another main thing when you finalize a model. So you have to interpret the results, you have to get in deep, and you have to do such things. Any questions here?
You mean that the data set should be balanced?
Yes, balanced according to our requirement.
Okay.
Okay. For example, let's take Indian Railways feedback data. In that case, there is no sense that you have 1,000 normal sleeper class feedback data, 1,000 AC sleeper class feedback data, right? In that case, the proportion differs. 70% should be normal sleeper class and 30% should be AC sleeper class. So it is not that always equal. It should be decided based on your use case or your business problem.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. For example, the data should even contains a null. We can go for a model. Is that mean so, sir?
There are scenarios where you cannot place some values for null kind of columns. Okay. In that case, it is okay. But the best practices in preparing a machine learning model is, there are some best practices. Maybe I don't know whether I included in the slide or not. Maximum avoid null value, and maximum have null value as possible. Minimal value in the sense, the same house prediction price itself, let us say, if it is having, obviously there will be price. If it is in Ananagar, it will be having 2 crore and 3 crore. If it is in some other area, outer Chennai, it will be having 30 lakhs and 10 lakhs or so. So much of difference in numbers, that big numbers also will involve the computation, the execution engine a little bit, not much, a little bit for very big data and all. So in that case, you have to do some mathematical things also, like bringing down 0 to 1. If it is 0.9, then it means 3 crore and above. And if it is 0.1 or 2, it means it comes to 30 lakhs and 20 lakhs, like that and all.
You mean some column normalization? Normalizing the data?
Yeah, exactly. Normalizing the value.
Okay,
Exactly. Okay. So a data scientist or the machine learning model prepare பண்ற personக்கு that will be no. So this value means this value, but that will not be the realistic value. Okay. So yeah, I think I told about this already. When you go to, if you are familiar with Microsoft, and if you just type machine learning products in Microsoft, there will be many things will be listed, but you have to decide for based on your use case again here. Okay, so I just stated 2 points along here. So if it is going to be a .NET application, right, then right now you can directly go ahead and deploy a machine learning ML.NET. Even if since it is cross platform, we can tell that for other kind of application also we can go with machine learning, but there are far mature products there, right? TensorFlow is there and all those things are there. So the main reason machine learning ML.NET came here is those who are familiar with C#, they face difficulties in adopting to TensorFlow or Python or Java kind of languages. So Microsoft created this not to take out the audience from my C#. That's the main intention. Possibly it would the ML.NET would go better, and we can deploy for cross-platform as well. But just in my point, if it is a .NET application, then first directly just try ML.NET. Don't try even TensorFlow and come to ML.NET. That's what my thing. And like other language, other framework, ML.NET is also free, open source, right? So again, it can be run anywhere. Maybe if your product is being built for as cross-platform, like as you take an example of Tableau itself. Tableau you can install in Linux, you can install in Mac, and you can install in Windows, right? So such a kind of cross-platform product, you can try over ML.NET. That is another best choice. And the reverse, if you are not choosing .NET, then go with Azure ML. And in case if your company is ready to pay for the cloud resources, to pay the model, to train the model quickly and quickly and in a better manner, then go with Azure ML. That's what my suggestions would be, right? Okay. So this is just a single slide. I'm not going too deep in that. We have already spoke about low code and all those things. Power BI, they have drastically changed. Maybe 3 years or 4 years, I think so. So earlier it was a very hard tool to understand and use. Right now, Power BI has evolved more better even than Tableau. Tableau also, if someone would use for the first time, they might feel difficult if they use Power BI. So like that much level, Power BI has gone easy. So their UX will be simple, and they made it free for all the single user. If you have a Windows laptop, and if you just go to store, and even if you have just Hotmail ID, not even O365, just Hotmail ID, then you can use Power BI. You can learn Power BI and you can adapt to Power BI. That's the simple term. That's what they are trying to use. So what we are going to try to do is, once we complete the model builders machine learning project, we'll be trying to create a dashboard with Power BI, but that will be second thing, because since it is self-learn. Let's see based on the time permits. And yeah, let me explain how I came into ML.NET and why I used model builder, right? earlier, before an year, I was provided with a goal, right? So just consider, everybody know the Amazon feedback, right? Can someone explain that? How we will be providing feedback once you purchase from Amazon.com?
5 is actually the high rated one, which is a good product.
Okay.
And 3 is an average one. And 1 is a low bar score.
Okay. And what else you will be doing while giving feedback?
We also write reviews.
Exactly. Right. So we give rating and also we give reviews. The general statement is 1 and 2 rating will be almost having worst comment, bad comment, and 4 and 5 will be having good comment, right? This is general, right? We need not have machine learning and all those stuff in this. But what in case of 3 rating? Will it be a bad comment or will it be a good comment?
It's a neutral one, actually.
What in case something the company should learn from it? Like in that neutral comment, a small feedback will be there now to be addressed.
Yes, sir.
This is good, but this is bad. So what is good and what is bad has to be understood by the company to improve the product, right? Am I getting to the picture? What is the problem statement?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So such a kind of scenario, it's not that Amazon.com's reviews, some other product, just meaning to that. So we were get assigned into that, and it is not a big mountain kind of thing to be achieved, but the company was not ready to give it to some other person and to outsource it. They would like to complete it with within our budget itself. So that's why this is our use case. Just try to complete this also within the budget, like that they come. Okay. So what we did is, okay, this is the use case and none of us know machine learning. What can we do? So that was a thought process. We were meeting together. What can we do? We can someone can we hire or can someone attend a course and learn? We were trying out many things. And since we were of pretty much a long time user, like 10 years and 7 years users, we were aware of certain services what Microsoft provides. So this is how we landed. So first we took pre-built machine learning service that will available on cloud, where it will be just a REST API. For that REST API, we have to submit a command. It will be giving a result. It is a common machine learning model, which we spoke earlier now. What are the advantages and disadvantages? So we made use of that, and for a portion of data, let's say if it is 1,000 rows total, for 200 or 300 rows of data, we spin up an Azure Cognitive service. This is a pre-built text analytics service that sits in Azure cloud. Okay, so since it is in cloud, it's all that we just need to pass that feedback text to that Azure Cognitive machine learning algorithm that sits in cloud that belongs to Microsoft, and it will be providing the result. So we got the data with an interpreted result, right? We got a data with interpreted result, and what we did is we stepped down and we did some analysis on that result and the actual data. We created a dashboard with multiple filters, like we were playing like, okay, 3 rating for this product, for this comment, what is the feedback it is giving? For some other product, what it is feedback giving? We drill down with the help of dashboard. We played with multiple filters and understood, okay, this is working somewhat okay, it's fine. That was the second step. And third step, we used the model builder, and we trained with the data found over in the first step, and we created a model, right? And we created a finally, so we have a model, and in case of any new feedback is given to it, it will be telling that whether it is good or bad. Feedback in the sense 3 ratings feedback. It will be telling that good or bad. And finally, what we did is we created a pipeline. This is what you'd be seeing as ML ops and all. Like what we have as DevOps, it will be something like they call it as ML ops. it is not much evolved, but the technical term is the MLOps. So that MLOps is nothing but the model will be there. It will serve two purposes. One is for the new data, it will be providing the result, and the other purpose is using that new data also, it will get trained of itself. You get that? Just think of a 3-year-old child. That child will be answering our questions, and also still it will be learning the language better. You understand the point? Am I confusing?
No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, fine, thanks. So at one point of time, we just skipped off this Azure Cognitive Service itself, because our own model was pretty much matured enough to predict the results perfectly. So we skipped off Azure Cognitive Service and used our own model itself and deployed the same. So this is what the thing was going, and I'm not sure how far we can go on the same speed. But what I'll try to do is I'll do on my behalf of a step-by-step process. Okay, you try to follow that, or let me share the workshop document. With that, you can also do it on yourself, because you have Windows laptop, you have Visual Studio, you have Azure portal with the budget allocated, so it should be possible, right? So that's what this workshop also been consciously planned. Since this is remote, it might not be possible to follow each and every person to get something completed, right? Fine. So let me ping this URL. Okay. Let me ping this URL in the chat box. There will be a Word document. Just follow that. So let me open up that Word document. What I'm going to do is let's have a quick glimpse of this Word document, and let's take a break for 10 minutes, 5 minutes or something. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I told earlier, it's going to be part by part. Sentiment analysis is our goal, and the first goal is we have the feedback but not the result, so we have to evaluate the result as soon as possible, right? So we are straight away going with a ready-made solution that is available in cloud, for which we will be paying. Okay, so just follow this thing, and while you follow this thing, choose this one. Okay, free F0. Even though we have budget, but I thought we need not burn it. So for the first 5,000 transaction, it is free. So just try to choose this, and okay, I didn't mention the link. It is in the GitHub repo. Okay, download that sample, and you have to replace with your own key, because each and every service will be having its own key, right? So you have to replace with your own key, and there will be a sample text, a variable with the sample text, and just give your own text and play with it, how it is written in the result, right? And second part would be analyzing that particular interpreted data set and cross-checking whether it is fine or not, right? And the final part is we will be preparing a machine learning model on ourselves, and bundling it as a machine learning model to be deployed in another application. Let's say it is in the main application or something, right? So this is what this document is going to do with respect to the workshop. So where are we, guys? Does anybody completed step 1?
Actually, I was there near that research page once created, sir. I was into the research page right now.
Okay, fine. So, but by the way, let me explain by doing myself as well, guys. So that's so that it will be like a demo as also. So right now I am in the home page of Azure portal, This is Azure is one of the platform by Microsoft to deploy cloud-based applications, SaaS, IaaS, PaaS, and all those applications. It is equivalent to AWS, Amazon Web Service, and Google Cloud. So Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, all these three sit in all these three as competitors, right? So whatever we create a resource over this portal, it will be created in some area, some other region in a cloud in virtual machine, and will be accessing it virtually. That's what this cloud related things, a simple basic thing. Does it make sense to give an overview of what is cloud to those who are new to cloud?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I forgot to say, you have to create the resource within this resource group, AzConf workshop ML. I missed to say, did you create a new resource group?
No, sir. When we are creating, that's the one was pulling out in the resource group.
Fine. Then fine then. Okay. Because only then we can track the resource being consumed and all those things. Okay. What I'm going to do is go into the resource. There are multiple ways of creating new resource. Right now, I am directly going into the resource and click add over here. And here, what I'm going to do is search text analytics. And I get this. Even for our use case, just sentiment analysis will do. Okay. So what I thought is, let's go beyond that, and you could learn few more aspects as well. So if you go with text analytics, so just go with text analytics. That also includes sentiment analysis, and just it will be giving an overview. Since there is nothing, no input is needed from the user. All you need is just you need to give create. Once you give create, it will take around 10 to 20 seconds, and you will be landing up something like this. You will be landed up into text analytics homepage. Okay, the whole Azure application will be like this, horizontally scrolling. It will be going right. This will be your homepage. Means the next resource like that, it will be horizontally scrolling. So if sometimes if you feel awkward, where's the page? This it will be horizontally scrolling. That's it, right? And once you land here, you need to go to keys and endpoint. So you can also check the quick start. It will be giving all the information, basic information to deep dive. And you can also find language specific samples. I hope most of us are C# guys. There is no issue in that. In case if you are using Azure for cloud, but not a Microsoft kind of company, then still you will be having a lot of samples on other languages as well, quick start samples. So you can make use of it. So for our case, let me just go with the keys and endpoint, and at the right end you'll be having an icon called copy to clipboard. So you need to use that. And the next step is in that GitHub repo, you need to download that C# sample. That is a .NET Core console application sample. Let me just open that. So I made this repo public, so it shouldn't ask anything. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is, okay, either you have to pull down the whole repo like this. You have to pull down, but I think it's not a problem there because nothing else is there. All you will be downloading is only this thing. So either you have to clone this one, or you can even download this. Cloning would be better because in by today or sometime if I do some small tweaks to the Word document, maybe based on feedback what you give, if I might add few more slides and all those things. Just taking the update, you will be getting the updated content. So mostly go to clone this repo, For my case, let me just download. Just consider that I have downloaded it, and once you downloaded it, it will be like this. So I have cloned. Sorry, I have cloned this. I have cloned this in public, and it will be like this: public workshops folder. Within this will be the sample. I mean, this will be the folder, and with the sample, and text analytics demo. And within this, let me click this sample. Let's see how it runs. So I have the sample opened in my Visual Studio, and I think it if the internet is connected, it will automatically restore Nuget assemblies, what are all needed for this sample to run. Yeah, it is downloaded. Let me open up the program.cs file, and in that, it is yeah, as per the Word document. Okay. So I have to search for keys and endpoint, and I have to place it over here. So this one, guys, I don't know whether okay, here it is. So this is the I had it as a SQL query. So that in your own database also, you might just make it inserted and play with this data. So this is the table name, and this is the column names, and these are all the predetermined data. That is, sentiment is the one we are going to determine. I already have it pre-identified for this 100 rows. Okay, you get the point. I have the data. I don't have just the data, but I have the data with answer itself, right? Okay, so what next? I have to use the key and paste it in the respective access key. Yeah, it will be the straight away the first two lines. All you need to do is go to the Azure portal and copy the key, and you have to paste it over here. So since I have already did, it is looking same, and the endpoint is nothing but the URL to which we need to pass the data. So this URL you can copy with this icon, and you can just place it here. So the rest of the thing, everything is coded already. You need not to do anything for the machine learning purpose. Okay. Yeah, someone.
Sir, I couldn't download the file from the GitHub actually.
Yeah, actually that's what I told. Just go to this page, public, this URL, dinesharun/public.
Okay, sir.
So in this, you can do two options. One is you can clone this repository.
Okay.
Okay, you can clone this repository, or you can download this. Downloading is nothing but it will be giving as of that portion. Cloning is nothing but even after I do some changes later on, it will be reflecting. But as of now, you don't worry about that. Just download the zip file.
Okay.
You'll be getting it as a complete zip package, and just unzip it, everything will be fine.
Yeah, yes, sir. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Dinesh, one more question, like doubt. So while creating the resource, right, that region should be different. Each resource we can create only one, right?
You can even create another text analytics also. Even the same resource. I mean, region. That is not a restricted kind of thing.
No, I am unable to create because the free 50, right? It unable to create with the
Yeah,
same.
you cannot create another free. See,
Okay.
for one account, Azure is providing this particular service one time free.
Okay.
If you unless you need it, you can create it on the paid basis. But may I know why you need that,
Just
Nanda?
like no, I just created with the different Canada region. That's why if same
Oh,
region
okay.
unable to create it. That's why I asked.
Not that case. It is
Okay.
the plan you have chosen.
Okay.
If you have made it as paid,
Okay.
then it is not a restriction. Like
Okay.
நீங்க 10 ரூபா பொருளை எத்தனை வாட்டி வாங்கினாலும் it doesn't have anything problem, right? So
Okay.
it gives the free version only once
Okay. Fine.
for one account.
Yeah, got it.
That's a nice question. Yeah, that's good try. And one more thing is just work with this because probably it will be available till today EOD or tomorrow. That's it, and this account will be killed for everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so do not go beyond like what to say, some virtual machines and all. Don't spin up. What I suggest is mainly this workshop you just try, but other kind of resources you can just go with this level. Just explore what is there in let's say blockchain, and just go there until it is being deployed. It is okay. Review, if you just give this button, it will start spinning up. Okay, then money will be started burning. Then it is total waste. So till this step, you just explore what is this thing. Okay, maybe blockchain means what is that? Like you can even, that is my personal kind of thing. Okay, coming back to the sample. Yeah, I have already given these two things, and this is my main function. I hope everybody know the C#, even Java and everything the same scenario. So there will be a class, there will be a main function, and there will be methods. The main function, we created a text analytics client, so it acts as an SDK. You could see that after these two input, there is no other hectic kind of inputs. Everything you will be playing with class and objects only. You'll not be playing with REST API, the kind of security method, the kind of output you need to reserve, and it has to be passed. Nothing. Everything will be taken care by this particular package. It acts as a wrapper on top of Azure Cognitive REST API. Okay. So if you could see, I have created a client, and first step is sentiment analysis example. Let me go into that and just consider that this input is nothing but based on our scenario, the feedback that comes in. So we can play around here and change it to from a file it is being reading, or from a database it is being reading, whatever it may be. For console, it is going to have just one line. This is going to be a line, and we are just passing this input to the class object, and we'll be getting the result. So let me just run it. Yeah, we got the output. So it is telling that this particular sentiment, I had the best day of my life. The document sentiment is positive, and the positive score is 1, negative score is 0, neutral score is 0. That is, it didn't even consider, because what to say, completely positive. That's what it has given the mark. And also it has found out some normal text, right? The whole text is nothing but the whole point. There are 2 points. I had the best day of my life. I wish you were there with me. So there are 2 points. Overall, it is positive. For the each and individual telling, it is nice now. Overall, it is positive, and each and every sentence also it is telling us whether it is positive or negative. So the first one is positive, obviously, and the second one, I wish you were there with me. It is neutral, right? It can be coined with a negative statement, or it can be coined with positive. So it is termed as neutral. So may I know how many people have come to this stage?
Yeah, I done that thing.
Okay, no, fine. So let's fight for a couple of minutes. Probably this is the only thing for this particular demo which I showed in PPT, but text analytics is capable of doing other things as well. So in deep of this Azure Cognitive text analytics is nothing but NLP, natural language processing. So this is a natural language which humans are speaking, right? These are analog in an analog fashion. I am talking to you people. You are able to understand. Your brain is able to interpret the text and able to understand the meaning. Similarly, for the missions, it can understand the digital text only. So these are all digital, right? What we speak is analog, and these are all digital. So what we think as analog text, it is being given as digital text, and it is being parsed. They call it as natural language parsing, NLP. They call it as, and what to say? The keywords will be picked up, and based on that, the sentiment will be detected. Okay. So this is just a sentiment. We just saw good or bad. Similarly, there are many other scenarios of that. Entity recognition, entity linking, entity recognition by. So entity recognition is something, but it will be picking up the words, right? Main words, Bill Gates or something, and all those things. And language is simply either it is English or Spain or something, all those things. Because just think a company which is having in multiple countries, Japan, Korea, South Korea, North Korea, India, US, many countries, right? So if a data scientist would need to combine all and find some insights, he definitely need to know the language. So in that case, this and all would be helpful. And entity linking means it will automatically link that respective word found with some with a web page or something. For example, if we tell Microsoft, there is a possibility that Microsoft.com URL will be produced. And recognize by okay, better let me run the sample. It will be easy to understand, because all these are near or other. It will be looking same. So let me run the sample. So any questions, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, in the line number, okay, 32, 33. Okay, sentiment is right. So we are giving the input. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's ML itself automatically take it out and finding that neutral case and positive case, or
Yes.
we wrote a code.
No. That's what I showed in the presentation, right?
Yeah. Just get a confirmation.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So what the requirement is, immediately get the output. Nobody is ready to wait for till the model is created. That is one problem. And another problem is we don't have trained data.
Okay.
This particular text, this sentiment, this particular text, this sentiment, we don't have trained data. So we have to prepare that trained data, right?
Okay.
So the only way is to use a pre-built service that is available already, matured pre-built service.
Okay.
So in this case, this Azure, what to say? Yeah,
line number
text
33.
analytics is an machine learning algorithm owned by Microsoft, trained by Microsoft, and it is serving the input, so serving the purpose. It accepts the input and produces the output. We are accessing a pre-built machine learning by Microsoft itself. That's why we are paying for Microsoft.
Okay.
Anbu, would you like to say anything? Anbu, you have raised the hands. I thought, would you like to say anything? Okay, we couldn't hear you, Anbu. No, the voice is breaking. No, we couldn't hear anything.
Sir, this is Karthik here on doubt, sir.
Yes, Karthik. Yeah.
Sir, just after getting into the Visual Studio, just if we run that, the output should come out, right, sir? Because I'm new to Visual Studio.
You have to give these two things.
Yeah, I have pasted the key and
yeah,
and then the link which I have pasted that.
Okay.
And after that, what I have to do, sir? Because I'm new to this Visual Studio and other stuff. So
yeah, no problem. What do you get? You get some that black color kind of screen that is command prompt.
No, sir. That's what I'm asking. If I go to run and I have to start debugging, right?
No. Just you have to press this button. This one. You have to. You don't need to press this button. Just this one.
Sorry, 1 second. So can you repeat that again, sir? Because I couldn't able to see that properly because the screen
is too small.
Yeah, Karthik, run the text demo file, not the program CS file.
Okay, we have to run the text demo file. Okay.
Yeah.
What environment we have to choose for that?
It will be already in debug, right? You do not have to choose any environment.
It is asking for me, sir, actually.
Just put Control F5. Control F5.
It's again asking me for to select the environment, actually.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, sure, sir.
I'll stop sharing.
Yeah.
Dinesh?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Amal.
Yeah, so I just want to remain the attendees fill up the feedback when you're done with the session.
Yeah, I asked in the beginning, Amal.
Okay, so I shared the link there, and also I provide the access keys to Azure account, so which will be available until tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Okay, Amal. Okay. I share the same. It will be available possibly today or as you told, tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
So they can
24 hours is after the session. That's okay.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So I'm planning to run it for another 30 minutes.
All right. No issues. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I think you have opened Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then put .NET run. It may work. On .NET Core. Select the first one.
Just go to terminal menu. New terminal. Okay. So let's try the command which Nanda told. If not working, no problem. You can install Visual Studio and try. But however, we cannot do the model builder with this thing, Nanda.
Okay.
You can actually go to the marketplace and type ml.net preview builder. You have to install that, and then only you can work with that.
No,
I will share the link.
Yeah, please share the link. Direct download link would be good.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And it's nice, guys. Studying MPA, showing interest to learn machine learning.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Really, when I start my career, I don't know coding. Just once in the
Oh.
company.
I shared in the comment section. Did you notice?
Okay. Kiran, better you just try over that. Kiran or Karthik, who asked?
It's Karthi, sir.
Yeah, Karthik. Just try that, Karthik. And maybe you can follow in the Word document in case within this 30 minutes, if you're not able to complete the installation, still you can follow there. And I'll share my email as well. And you can check with me. No problem. And also fill in the feedback, guys. It would be good. Like I can even evaluate what can be done better for your side, and also from my side, what should I do better, and also from the organization, what they should do better, like all those things. Because we are all salary earning guys, right? Spending in weekdays time out of our office, preparing and all those things, it involves great thing. Not only preparing, not for me, it is just one session. The organizers for the entire 3 days they were managing. They were balancing both their work and this workshop volunteering work. So the feedback is very essential. Yeah.
Sure, we'll fill it.
Yeah, okay, let me continue, Karthik. No. What should I share? Screen 2. Okay. So where are we? I was running this text analytics demo. So it is not so glossy. Adjust with the command prompt. Okay. So as you can see, this is the first method, sentiment analysis example. This is the result which we just discussed earlier. And language detection example. This is the result. The input given is so it is given in some French line, right? So it has detected that this language is so and so, right? So it also declared that flavor also, then culture, flavor, and these are the informations we are able to get. So detect language will be the output, and in addition, these are all the additional information like name, and we get that ISO 6391. I guess it is culture, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so entity recognition class example. This is what the statement that is. I had a wonderful trip to Seattle last week. So let's see what it does. So it has took 3 entities, 3 that main keywords: trip, Seattle, last week. So trip is nothing but an event, right? So trip or function or whatever it may be, it is an event. So it is not its category subcategory. Seattle is a location, and it is telling something GPE. What is the GPE? Seattle. Sorry guys, I don't know what is GPE. No, something, I don't know what is GPE. So the thing is, it has detected this as a location. And one more word, last week it has detected as date time. This is very essential, right? Like it is not that good or bad. Sometimes we might need time basis analysis also. So if the text would be having date time, then it would, if it's categorized it as exact the data type, it will be easy to convert the text into some other format based on it, right? And the next one is entity linking example. So here we have input of 4 lines, Microsoft, Bill Gates, many words are there. So what happens here is it has linked that entity. So as you could see, Microsoft, and it has named it and that URL. And from where that information is also taken, also it has been provided. So it would be good in case of large, very large events and those feedbacks and all. It would be good to analyze such things. The keywords and company names, all these things, ML itself would take care. So it has taken the date and basic. It has recognized as a language and all those things. And what else? Next thing. Recognize spice sample. So this is nothing but what is the text given? A developer SSN. Okay, this will map or find out the secure information out of those text, right? So here SSN is a secure information and phone number is also secure information. It has recognized that 2 secure information are there, and it is categorized as well. So this one and this one. This one is social security number, and this one has phone number. So these are all the capabilities of text analytics. And what we just discussed is not just this one, positive and negative binary classification. Each and every thing that goes on, all these things will be involved with some algorithm, as we discussed earlier, right? So any doubt in this?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So next, what I'm going to do is let me just kickstart Power BI and not proceed beyond there, because it is self-service. You can do it on you. Okay, right now I'm in the Microsoft Store. In the Windows key press பண்ணிட்டு just type my store. This will be opening. It will be asking for a login. I think most of you are having O365, so you can give that itself, or you can give your personal Hotmail account, right? So in that, in search, just give Power BI. It doesn't charge anything for you, so just click on that. Since I have installed already, it is showing as owned for me, or else it will be showing install. It would take some time, maybe like around 650 MB or something. Just give launch after installation. And my system might get crashed, guys. So my system might get restarted. So please stay there, and I'll be rejoining in case it happens. Because I heavily use this, so sometimes it might not. Okay. So this is how you'll be landed with. The interface will be as simple as like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the மாதிரி இருக்கும். Like you will be having the top tabs, and within the tabs the options will be there. Like overall, you'll be able to understand it, right, pretty easily. And in this, go to get data. In this, you can find SQL Server. If you are not able to find the data source here, then just click more. The data source pop-up will open. And here, whatever you type, if it is available, it will show. For our scenario, it is Azure SQL database, not SQL Server database, right? Because it is a cloud database that I have created. See, this one, sorry. This is the cloud database that I have created. You can also try this on your own, but I strongly suggest immediately delete that. Whatever resource you create, immediately delete that. Once again, when you come back, you create it, use the key, use it in programming, you work for 1 hour and go away. Okay. Whatever the resource you do, Once you complete the learning, delete it, right? Because organizers are monitoring this so carefully so that unwantedly the amount should not be burnt away, right? And what happened? Yeah, I think it might take some time because I have given dynamic kind of connection, not a normal connection, dynamic kind of connection. Now let me go to Azure SQL database and connect. My server name is just need to give the server name. Database is optional. Anyway, we can give it AzConfDev2020. So in this, go with the first option, import. So what happens is it will extract the data from this database table and bring it to your local machine. Okay. If you give direct query means whatever the visualization changes you are doing here, that query will be submitted to this cloud server machine, and it will be charged accordingly. Okay. But for our use case, import is more than good. For production only, they'll go for direct query and all. For practicing and learning and all, import is more than good. And let me click OK. And since I have already connected, it has opened this pop-up, right? If not, if you're doing it for first time, it will be asking the username, password, details as well, and also you might need to give the table name of it's also. And here, since I have already logged in, it is directly opened up. And this initial delay is because I have created Azure SQL database as a dynamic resource. Whenever there is no use, it will automatically shut down. That's why it is right now. Just now it will be switching on the resource. That's why it is taking time. Time is running away. Okay, we got it. So I just select the table. It will load the preview in this phase and just give load button, the yellow color button. Okay. So it will be pulling the data from the cloud into my own machine. Similarly, your machine. Guys, is this followable? I think these are all very known stuff to 2 or 3 persons, but as a general crowd, I am explaining pretty slowly. So please bear with it. Okay, so here we landed. So as you see, there is no code and nothing is there. All the present is right side. You have the columns listed, and you have the visualization options present over here, and you have a canvas here, right? So it is so simple that you just need to select a column. What the measure which you would like to play with it, and select some. What to say? Yeah, let's see the verified. So how much is verified and how much is not verified? So we can get the visualization, right? I didn't even select the chart. Power BI has by intelligently picked the right chart that is best optimum for this scenario. Still, I have the ability to change the chart, right? But this is not pie chart is not optimal. Column chart is optimal, so I stay with this. And Let me do one more chart alone and quickly drop off to model builder. Yeah, here we have number card. So I have selected a number card, and in this number card, let me choose this list overall. So when you could see this, so overall 389 people have posted this vote, like that we get an interpretation. And one more thing, our actual input, let me give a table, and in this, let me give the sentiment and review text. So since this is important, let's drag it as needed as possible. And let us place it over. Okay, let's see. So this is the sentiment one for this data one and this data one. We get it all right, right? And like this, you can play with the dashboards, guys. So this is also a no-code tool, and this is also very important when it comes to machine learning. You would have prepared a great set of machine learning stuff, but unless you know how best you can visualize it, it might not sound value when someone of your higher officials review that, right? So how you present is more important as well. That's what I come to say. Does anyone have any other question on this portion, guys?
Yeah, actually it's kind of UI, right? Like database we are connecting, it's showing the UI here.
Exactly.
So, but how we can deploy it? Like it's.
Yeah, that's a good question. I forgot to tell. So you have completed this dashboard. Once again, my mouse is pretty annoying. Yeah. Okay, so you have this dashboard and everything is here, and you can even set up the filters here. Filters is nothing but what to say. If I click on false, it will show all the false comments alone.
Okay.
You get that. So if I click on true, it will show all the true comments alone. So like that, you can filter out certain things, and you can check out what is going on. And what to say? Yeah, once you have completed this, as usual, like what we'll be doing, file, save, Word document, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. You should also do this portion also. Somewhere over here, this dashboard will be saved as PBIX file. So when you shut down the machine and reopen this dashboard, when you click this
PBA file.
yeah, PBIX file, it will open this dashboard. It will be in some yellow color icon. See, get it?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. And next thing is, so okay, so you have did this. How would you show to your peers or your reporting persons, so and so there, right? So in the there only this publish comes in. So you have to publish this dashboard, and you have to what to say, make it available as online, and that will be available only within your organization. Okay, so this one we will not be able to do, because we are all doing this as individual clients, right?
Yeah.
So only a company can do, and this is where Power BI is has put the check mark. So we will be deploying, we will be using, we will be learning, we will be liking everything, but finally when it comes to production or when it comes to providing value, unless we pay, we cannot proceed beyond this point.
Okay. So it's kind of Windows application.
They have made it as Windows application. Earlier, maybe even 6 months before or something, we have to download Power BI like a software, like the Zoom or some Visual Studio or something. We have to double click and install. To increase the user adoption, they gave it as completely free, and just on a button click, the installation happens itself. Even update, everything happens by itself. You don't need to worry at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, let me probably close this to make sure that my machine doesn't go down. And what I'm going to do next is, so just consider that as the second part. we have found the value with the pre-built machine learning model, and we have evaluated that machine learning model by analyzing it. For analyzing, we have used a BI tool. Okay, so we have completed an analysis, and finally the stakeholders, that is our management, has satisfied with the work done so far, and they suggest to create a own machine learning model. So that in future we can be self-dependent, we can be on self and not dependent on Azure Cognitive. So engineering team or any solutions team has started to create a ML model. Okay, this one before another line should come. The solutions team will be creating the model with model builder and create the basic model, and then engineering team will come in and deploy it as a pipeline, right? This is where MLOps comes in to retrain that model. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new model with model builder. So let me close unwanted things and have it as simple as possible. So Karthik, this is how it will be opening. Visual Studio 2019. Okay. I think Karthik available. Okay, no, fine. Fine. So once you open the Visual Studio, you will be landed up something like this, right? In this, click on create a new project. It will be available on the right side, last option. Click create a new project, and just go on with console app.NET Core. Okay, in Java we call it as console sample, right? The same way, console app.NET Core. You selected .NET Core, okay, and give on next. Whatever the name you just give, AzConf demo. So we are going to do sentiment, and let me just create. For those who are in Java, it is Visual Studio is nothing but like NetBeans to create .NET applications. Yeah. The project is created, and here it's all going to be just UI. So here I'm going to right click and where is it? Add on the project. You have to click on the project, not on the solution, right? Makes a great difference when you run later. So just be careful. You have to create right click on project and go to add, choose machine learning, and it will give this beautiful interface. I am not sure this will get zoom. Let's try. No, it's not getting zoom. Okay. So in this scenario, as I told earlier, the business people know the problem very well, right? So it will be in a very simple English. For example, let me take value prediction. So it is nothing but predict a numeric value from your data. That is predict the price of a house based on features like size, location, etc. Right? So this is a regression sample, and this is nothing but a classification sample. Classify text data into 2+ categories. So binary classification means it is 2. What in case of more than 2? There is possibilities, right? More than 2 is also for on the whole it is going to be this thing alone. So our scenario is text classification. Similarly, you can try out all these things. Okay, so even you can try out image classification in just 20 minutes of time. Your ML model itself will be ready. Nothing extra. All you need to do is follow the step-by-step process, and you have the Azure portal also. You can directly deploy the needed ML resources there and train your images, and you will be having the model. But for this today's demo, let me just choose this text classification, since we were talking all today about this one alone, and data. And here you have options, either file or SQL Server. let me choose SQL Server since I have data over there. And again, it will be asking the needed things. What is that? It's going to be SQL Server authentication. And it has popped out my database name, and if you can text connection, and okay. Yeah, database connected, and it is asking for tables. So it is going to be only one table. I choose that, and here I told the names, right, terminologies, features, and label. So label is something that it is going to be predicted. So for our scenario, what is the column to be predicted, guys? In this data set, what is the column that we need to predict?
True or false? List verify.
Yeah, true or false. Can you tell the column name as well? Let me show the data set. So which column we have to, which column we have to make the machine learning model to predict?
List verified.
Review text. List verify.
No. It's
Sorry,
okay.
sentiment.
I created, yeah,
Sentiment.
exactly.
1-0.
Exactly. Because I created this, so definitely just thought to give a try from you. Okay. So we have, I have this data set, and this is the extra column that I have interpreted the data and found the sentiment, which is nothing but based on our scenario using Azure Cognitive Service. I interpreted each and every feedback and identified the sentiment and added it as additional row. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So fine. Let's keep machine learning apart. Here there are these are the columns are there now. What are the columns do you think it will be useful for the machine learning model to get trained, or what are the columns do you think it will be useful to detect the sentiment?
List review text.
Good.
And summary.
Okay.
I think list vote also it will be like it will be a range means it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
image also fine.
what image how fine?
Okay.
Because this algorithm can understand only text, right?
Okay, then fine, text is fine.
Binary text classification algorithm.
Okay.
So even if you feed image, it becomes a junk.
Okay.
So we have to exclude this. Even some image content is there, this is not going to play for this algorithm.
Okay.
I mean this scenario. And what else column you think is not needed?
Review time.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It might help. See,
okay.
It's all like a spectrum. We can argue that it is right. We can argue it is wrong. But
okay.
Still, some columns wouldn't make any sense at all.
Reviewer name.
Exactly. Then
image and style platform.
Where is it? This one.
Last column. Style platform.
I think it's something related to the product, so
okay.
It makes sense. I didn't play him pretty much with this null value correct பண்றது அதெல்லாம் நிறைய பண்ணல. I thought to give you the value of this content. So data, sure. I thought you all will understand. What else would not be needed?
Reviewer ID.
Good. Then even this one also like primary key based on this data set. So why I asked this question is one who is creating a model or even a data scientist might not be provided a KT, a proper KT at all. That the developer or the backend engineer, he'll be telling that, see, this is the schema, this is the data, this is the credential, this is the documentation, go ahead. So he only need to interpret many times and understand those things. So unless a column is not going to be useful, it can be directly skipped away. Okay. That's why I made you to answer here. So as we discussed, we can select the column which one to be predicted here, sentiment, and similarly we can also select the input columns as well. Like as we discussed, reviewer ID is not necessary, list ASIN is not necessary. So my mission, it is acting slow, and image not necessary, like that. Whatever is not needed, just exclude it. Have it as valuable as the data you feed to the model to get trained, and just click the train button. Okay, so once you landed here, it will be by default it will be specifying some seconds. Okay, so for learning purpose, for initial trying purpose and all, it is okay to not to edit this. We can leave default, but you can also try 20 seconds or 25 seconds what's happening by interpreting the logs and all. You can learn, no problem there. So let me just leave it default and click on start training. So now what it happens is, using the data we provided, this model builder will select one after another algorithm, and it will cross fit each and every algorithm with the data, and it will depict the micro accuracy and macro accuracy points. Okay, so if you have been given with more data, then this one average perception over, like this it is present now. This is one algorithm. Like that, it will be listed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Many things will be there, and finally, it will be telling that this algorithm is best. Like that, it will be telling. You can also interpret that no, don't go with this one, go with some other one. Like that, you can also suggest model builder to choose for some other algorithm. Okay, and to perform this operation, you need not have internet, right? Model builder acts on another machine learning that sits within this Visual Studio. Okay, you need not need internet at all, and since it is only one, it has selected, and we can go ahead. So any doubts in this scenario?
If it is multiple, how we can select, like any option in the UI?
No, in UI it won't be providing an option, but once the code is generated, there we have to.
Okay.
Can I proceed?
Yes.
So evaluate is nothing but you will be landed up with a page with to submit one row. Like you might change some text and try out what value it is providing, what is the result it is providing. Like that, you can change the text and give the predict. Now it is a test data. In machine learning, you will be telling, right, trained data and test data. We have trained with the rows we had, and if we have segregated with the test data, we can use it over here to predict it here itself. If not, if we are not convinced, then straight away we can go back and increase the time, or change the data set, or whatever you do. You can backtrack at any time and repeat the process, right? It is independent to you in UI itself. right? Okay. Yeah. Yes, Nanda.
Yeah, nothing. Continue.
Okay. So once you have evaluated or tested the model, then what you can do is get your code snippet. Just click on code, and I think most of the C# guys know this, that what they call reflector, refactoring. Something is there. We can make C# application to generate the code by itself. It is a technical part. That's what behind the screen this model builder is using. Once you click the project, you will be able to see only one project here, right? Once I click projects, the model project itself will additionally create over here. See, as you see here, this is the model project, and this is another console application which uses that model project. I think font style, I don't know whether I can increase or not. No, I'm not able to increase. Better let me change my screen share to my original screen itself. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, is it better than before?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Fine. So automatically the code also has been generated, right? So this is the ML model.zip. If you are using TensorFlow or something, you will be finally getting a package or a kind of tar file or something. That is the model they'll be telling. So the same scenario here as well. So you have got that model as a zip file, and it will be looking like this. Even if you unzip it and look into it, we may not be able to read what is inside. Some junk characters only will there, but just try out. There is nothing wrong. In and out we can look into what it is present. And this code is nothing but, if you are writing your own code using just ml.net, this is what you will be doing by step by step. This is the column name. I hope the C# guys would be doing this for the class names and creating entities and for the link queue purpose.
Yes.
And set the attributes and all those things, right? This is what we'll be doing manually, but model builder abstracts that work and let us do the machine learning work more. Let us think the machine learning work more than of that. That's it. So advanced C# users, they can interpret the class files and they can edit it. And the one more beauty is, see, these are all the same. There's a abstraction kind of things only. Where is that? Yeah. As you could see, it will be the training data path and model file, and the interface which is being given to the training data view, and what is the estimator, and somewhere we'll be specifying the algorithm. Yeah, binary classification. See, if there is no model builder, there is nothing wrong. You will be selecting the trainer by yourself. Average perception, field aware factorization mission, linear SVM, scalar logistic regression, everything. You will be choosing the algorithm by yourself. If it is going to be model builder, it will be selecting for you. That's it, right? So once you set up in this place, you can edit the model. That is the beauty. It has created a basic version of model. Model builder has created a basic version of model for you, and on top of that, you can define whatever you need to do. For example, this training pipeline, you have trained this, and also you can write another method, and with that method you can code to retrain it for additional data. For example, in this data there are 104 rows. I have used it for a month, and the next month there are an additional 20 rows. Means you need not create a new model from scratch. you can always use the existing model, this ml.zip, whichever model we have saved, and you can retrain that model. So that new model, that the same model will be trained for the additional 20 rows alone. You get the point? Am I confusing?
No, I got it.
Yeah. So you can always infer, change, validate, whatever you do. This comes to your place, the developer's place. From the business user's place, it has come to developer's place.
We can customize as much as we want, like
Exactly.
what are the data? Yeah.
Exactly. You can customize the algorithm, the model defining code as needed as you want. Okay. So we have this code, and what next is, so it will be a big procedure. So let me just show you in the thing online itself. Where is it? Yeah. So what next is, you have the model. Okay, let me run this. I didn't even run this, right? Where is it? Console sample. Yeah, this is the sentiment text present. Let us edit it and give something else. Something I just gave, and so this is nothing but the second one. So the console application, the model has created the model and a console application with the this model attached to it. Okay, and as you see the package here, Microsoft.ml, this DLL is nothing but this DLL's purpose is to infer this ML model.zip and understand the machine learning. You get the point? If it is Newton's of soft.json, its work is to parse the JSON file. Similarly, Microsoft.ml's work, this library's work is to infer the model and understand the machine learning work it has to do. Okay. So, and one thing you have to do is change this as set as start project, because this console application is dummy, no more, nothing to. If you have it as like this itself and run, there will be nothing. That blank screen only will be visible. Nothing will be there. Sorry. So you have to set the new console application as the startup project. Right, now let me run it. Yeah, so for the particular text we gave, the sentiment is that it has predicted as 1. So it is a very niche model. 100 rows and all, we cannot expect to give a proper result, but just for a demo purpose, it is there, right? Because I just reduced the data to reduce the restarting problem in my mission. So can I go ahead to the next step?
Sure.
Okay. And yeah, so what happened now? You created a model, you edited that model, you resaved that model, everything is fine. But this console application is not going to be your production, right? You'll be consuming this model somewhere else in your production application. Let's take it as a web application, or it is some other application. All you need is to make this model available as a web API. Then you can pass your text to this web API and infer the result. Right? Makes sense?
Yeah. Next question I thought of asking how to publish. So you came into that.
Okay. Yeah. So this one, it will definitely take 20 minutes of time. So for the time purpose, I'm skipping that. But it is like as step-by-step process only. It is not much new. So all you need to do is create a new web core project, and within the directory, you have to put this ML model. That's, you have to take this zip file and put it into this project. Okay. and you have to install these two Nuget libraries via Nuget package manager. And what you do next is you have to reuse these two files, the input and output, a model class, right? You get that? So you have to create those two model files here, and as usual, you have to do some changes in the startup, and you have to add a new controller so that it will be available as a URL. And finally, all you need to do is use that URL and pass on this text. This is what the input is going to be. This is what we have been using the text analytics SDK now. First Azure's machine learning.
Yeah.
Like that, we have published our model as a web API, and just like that, we are passing our data to that API and infer the result as JSON. So it will be telling like this. Okay. What I'll do is I'll add these steps as well in detail. In detail, in the sense, not the same as is, in an understandable manner, and commit in that GitHub link itself. For now, let me paste the link here. So it is something that we created a model and we published it as a API, and it can be consumed by anyone. That's it. So that's it, guys. I am done with my workshop and talk and all those things.